Both Eastbourne and Chelmsford feel they should have had a more consistent start to the season, and both sides were looking for points today to get them amongst the playoff contenders on what was another blustery day at Priory Lane. And it was clear the wind was not going to help. This punt by Claret's goalie, Carl Pentley, went 50 yards up, but only 10 yards forward. So there was a lot of cagey probing at the start, which made the opening exchanges rather ragged from both sides. Until Sean Jeffers' run ended with him forcing a corner in the 11th minute. The resulting set piece saw the Borough defence play statues as Chris Whelpdale ghosted in for an easy near-post header to put the Clarets 1-0 up. That started a problematic looking afternoon for the Sports, which was quickly to be made much worse by this free kick awarded on the edge of Eastbourne's area just 3 minutes later on. That set up another set piece for Billy Knott to float in an easy header to Sam Higgins to put Chelmsford 2-0 up, courtesy of a static looking Borough defence, making a problematic afternoon even harder. And the Clarets did their best to make things difficult. Here, Chris Whelpdale's fierce shot is deflected by Manny Adebala, and this interchange between Whelpdale and Billy Knott led to Tom Hadler making a great blocking save. But as the game moved closer to half-time, the Sports started to put some moves together, and in the 37th minute, Christian Campbell's tenacious jinking run ended when Barry Cotter upended him and referee Matthew Bonacici pointed to the spot. But penalty taker Greg Luer didn't seem to show his usual conviction, and his penalty went tamely wide of Pentley's post. The closing stages of the first half were arguably the Borough's best period, as they sought to narrow the margin. Nick Wheeler went close with this effort, and then a moment or so later, Ian Gale went oh so close with this solo effort as well. But despite this revival, the Borough could not reduce the 2-goal deficit, and the best hope was to regroup at half-time and try and turn things around in the second half. Home fans' hopes that the closing stages of the first half would set up a Borough revival in the second were quickly dashed, with Chelmsford not letting Eastbourne settle at all. And this corner in the 52nd minute ended with Matthew Bonacici adjudging Roberto Nodita's challenge on Claret's captain, Michael Spillane, a penalty. Sean Jeffers stepped up to take the penalty and was keen to make sure Tom Hadler had no chance to stop Chelmsford going 3 up. And with the third, the game was beyond the Borough's reach really. After the third, the recent spirit in the home team seemed to desert them entirely, and Chelmsford made inroad after inroad into the heart of the Borough's defence. And with the Borough not firing on all cylinders in any department, it came as no surprise to anyone in Priory Lane when Sam Higgins broke away to put the Clarets 4 up just after the hour mark and remove any lingering thought of a major comeback for the home side. As Chelmsford grew in confidence, Tom Hadler was called on to stop the match from becoming a rout. Here he saves from Chris Whelpdale. And defender Barry Cottle came close to extending the Borough's misery even further. And when the Borough did get a half chance, their luck was just not with them. This fumble by Pentley falling tantalisingly away from Elliot Romain. And then, almost in the last moment, after good work from Greg Luer leading to Christian Campbell's fine cross, Elliot Romain's dangerous header is cleared. And so it ended 4-0. And that scoreline sums up a miserable afternoon for Eastbourne Borough, with the team not showing the potential it holds at any level, and a game the players will be looking to get out of their systems as quickly as possible. Stay tuned for Eastbourne Borough's boss, Lee Bradbury's post-match comments.
Well, Lee, your thoughts on a difficult afternoon?
Obviously less than happy. We're absolute poor, so poor today. I just said to the players, that's probably the worst performance I've managed in 400 games. Just went over with a whimper. You know, the first 2 goals, we've got 3 big centre-halves in the box and a big goalkeeper. James Ferry loses his man for the first goal. Second goal, ball gets whipped in. Lad's got a free header from 5 yards. Find ourselves 2-0 down. We get a chance to get back in it with a penalty, and everyone misses penalties. So, we miss that, and we have a couple of other decent chances. We don't take them, and we're weak today. Mentally weak and physically weak.
Sometimes we haven't been perhaps as clinical as we could have been, and maybe those missed chances made to count against us today.
Yeah, I think so. I think their penalty was very soft. If you give a penalty for contact in the box like he did, you'd be given 15, 20 a game. He hasn't actually run over the top of him. It was just the coming together, lads gone over, and I don't think anyone expected the penalty on the pitch, but my players and theirs. And he was clinical enough to put it away, and then it was always going to be a tough game. But it doesn't reflect me as a personal manager today, and that's the hurtful thing. We haven't had a go for each other today. We've gone in our shells and gone into self-protect mode, and I'm not going to stand for that.
And obviously now looking ahead, we've got a week to prepare for the FA Cup game at Dulwich next weekend.
Yeah, looking for a big reaction. Obviously, I'm now thinking, do I need to get some men in the group and some boys that are going to actually have a go for each other, because today they didn't do that, and if they did, I could take that. And if Chelmsford beat us because they technically and tactically a better team than us, then I can take that. But what I can't take is lads not having a go for each other and going out there and giving their all, because I just find that a disgrace. And I feel to fans today, we didn't really give them anything to cheer about, and we need to do much better.
Thank you for your time, mate.
Cheers.